your fault that you can't see what we see. This is how to watch TV on Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV on Comeuppance Network. This is how to watch TV.
Fear the Walking Dead with Joel and Jeremy. My name's Joel. This is Jeremy.
We are brought to you by Comeuppance Network. You can check out all of our social media sites at thishishowtowatchtv.com. Also email us directly at thishishowtowatchtv@gmail.com. And then,
It's not there this time.
Not there this
Hit
time.
me up on
At
Twitter.
_ how to watch TV on the Twitter. To discuss any kind of television shows, anything you want, please.
Stuff we should be watching.
Yeah.
You know, stuff we got wrong.
Right. We're watching other stuff, but we're talking about, but we are people with full-time jobs and
Families and
it's
stuff.
hard.
So, like,
It's hard, but keep it up so we can get paid to do this. That'd be
it's
fantastic.
hard to do. Yeah, it's hard to like commit to a bunch of shows. We'd
love to do every single show.
I
Like,
would
if we
do
could-
every show all the time, but it's scheduling wise.
Could you
it's hard
imagine that
to-
if this was our job, like just every night we
Well,
just got together and did this,
I mean,
and we were
we-
getting paid for
We
it?
could bust it all out in one day, talking
If
about
you wanted
all
to
the
do that
shows,
and then just be
but
off
yeah.
for the rest of the week, that would be
But
fantastic.
we'd just find other shows to watch and talk
So keep
about.
it up. Come
Yeah.
on, keep shopping on Amazon through our link on the site.
I don't know if that
All
even
that.
works.
But
It's
whatever.
such bullshit.
Well,
My
you know,
mom
Amazon
shopped
is not
through
going
it.
to give you a shit.
My mom shopped through it all Christmas, and I got 19 cents.
Fuck
Like that's
off.
bullshit. They said no. They were like,
There's got to
none
be
for
there's other fees and other shit like that.
No,
gotta
like
be involved
I've gotten
in
it for much.
Well, I'm talking about the 4% you get is not exactly what she spent. That's what she spent minus
No,
this
it always
taxes.
has been. It was always exactly like it was 4% of the purchase. However, it acted like nobody clicked through the link, and
Oh,
you're
don't
telling
do
me
that during
nobody
Christmas.
did. Nobody did during Christmas. Give me a break.
If your mom did,
Jenna
like,
said
come on.
she did too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the point being, click through the Amazon link. Sure, why
Right.
not? We're starting with Flight 462 before this season of Fear the Walking Dead. Oh, sorry. The point I was getting to is we've slacked off on Better Call Saul. We'll get caught up, I promise, at some point. It's just not a priority. It's not one of those shows you have to watch right away, so we've just been slacking. We
We'll
will
not binge watch the rest of it and get caught
and
up.
just
or
talk
something.
about the
Do,
whole rest
like,
of the season if we can. It might be a show
We
that
might could do
warrants
that. I will see. Yeah.
But Game of Thrones soon.
Yes.
The 24th of April.
My God, dude, that's this fucking weekend, bro.
Is that? That's so
Sunday.
Next week we'll be talking Game of Thrones.
So next Monday we'll be talking Game of Thrones. So then we'll have to see. Then we'll just have to make it like a nightly thing. We'll just do both shows in one night.
Yeah.
We'll just sit here for 3 fucking hours and do it.
Yeah. I mean, this show. This
But I mean,
is
I'm
not a
game
show-
for that if we can start it a little bit later.
Oh,
I mean,
makes
we'd
no
just be up a
difference
little
to me.
bit late,
Yeah.
but that means that everybody's settled at home and
Yeah.
shit, and we could come over here and do
And then
this
we'd
without
get more
worrying about.
yawning.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Anyway, okay. Well, moving on to Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah. So Fear the Walking Dead, Flight 462. Thoughts? I mean,
What a good little excerpt! Like just a good thing. And I watched a thing where it was all cut together.
yes, of course.
So I didn't see
I wasn't
it
going to
minute
watch
by minute.
That's some
They were like
garbage.
60-second things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was cool. It still didn't show what happened to the plane, but
Correct. Now
Sorry.
I liked the way that they pulled back from it to show Nick looking up and seeing it. Because remember, that wasn't the plane I was thinking of, by the way. Remember when we talked about that? That I said they should go into the plane. And I bet you we're going to see that plane. That wasn't the same plane.
how is it not the same plane?
Because he saw two different planes, didn't he, in season 1? Didn't they see one when they were down, like, in town? And then Nick saw one when he was by the houses there? The one that they just showed? Maybe it was two different groups of people seeing that
two different
same plane.
views, but it's got to be the same plane.
I mean, I guess why show it if it wasn't? Yeah,
gotta be
and
the
we
same
did
plane.
see it careening to one side
yeah,
too.
and
so
it kind of and it was going
Yeah.
back and forth. Okay.
okay, so that was that plane. I mean, that was
Yeah,
what I was
Flight
hoping they would do,
462.
and they did it. That's great. I mean,
Well,
I love that they're doing the side
Well,
stories
even
that they
the
did
fact that
for
they made you
for
like in
Walking
that
Dead.
small amount of time did a good job developing the characters.
Yeah, Asian lady was great.
I mean,
don't know who,
I got
I
no
don't remember her
names.
name. No names. No, it was
I don't think
too
we got
short
any
for
names.
15 minutes. That's it.
I mean, wow! Like they did a really good job of thing. She was the only one who fucking knew what was happening.
yeah.
Don't know what she is,
But
a doctor, or
you
whatever.
kind of got
she-
attached to her and the
kid.
young kid.
Yeah, they seem like the main characters in this
Now,
thing.
I had heard that there would be one character that would spin off from that and lead over into the show.
That would be sick.
That's seemingly the setup. That's why they said at the end of it, see how this concludes. So they're going to somehow survive that plane ride.
Yeah.
And they're going to end up meeting up with
maybe
the
it's the Asian
group,
lady or the kid.
Or we see their story from now on. Either way, I'm good.
Come on, U.S. Marshal, I get it. Center mass, but dude, this is... Like, you shot him 3 times already, bro. Like, and he got up. He stood up after you shot him. That's when you go, hey.
But again, this is not a world where they know that.
No, I'm not talking
just in general.
knowledge of zombies. I'm talking about, holy shit, I just shot this guy 3 times in his back because he fucking bit that lady's throat out. I'm putting one in his fucking forehead.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why.
That's not stopping him, so boom. But he waited too long. And Asian lady waited too long to say, shoot him in the head!
There's always an air marshal on these flights.
Well,
that
there
have
is.
Problems. There's always an air marshal with guns. Like, do you really think that's on every flight?
I don't know about every flight. And if there is, more power to them. But
no,
I don't think
that's great.
Like, I don't think
it's
Spirit Airlines, like the one we fly.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anybody's... There's no U.S. Marshals on Spirit Airlines.
Okay, we'll take that up next time. We'll be the air marshals. We're air marshaling in here. That'll go well.
What are you talking about? You want to jump the guy who's trying to take the
We'll
plane?
just stand up and we'll be the air marshal. We'll just tell people we're the air
You're not
marshals.
supposed to tell people. That's the point.
I don't want the job then.
You're a spy. You're like undercover. Like, that's even cooler.
That's no fun. You can't tell anybody?
Well, at the end of the flight, and you lean over and whisper like,
I was the air marshal. I was the marshal.
You should do that anyway. We should do that anyway. Like, just carry a fake badge with you.
Hashtag I'm the marshal.
Just be like, I was the air marshal.
Yeah.
And just get off the plane. Like,
yeah.
You'd have
If
people
anybody
whispering
watches
about
this, tag us in hashtag I'm the marshal.
Then you
Ridiculous.
get snatched up by dudes in black suits and ties and drugged to a room in the back of the airport.
Yes, I mean, shit, I took
the cavity search.
I guess I took a decent amount of notes for that thing.
For the flight
I like that the Asian girl, and I'm sorry, I don't know their names. As soon as I can think of something more descriptive, the main woman, if that works, when she was apologizing for getting the last seat,
yeah,
saying to the kid, saying
you should be with your mom.
Your mom should be on here. I mean, good shit. I like the story. It didn't. I was hoping they wouldn't rush it, and they didn't by letting it be 15 minutes and
still not
concluding.
Finished. Not concluding.
If they had shoehorned
so they're gonna do that this season then again.
I mean,
you will get another 15 minutes. Hopefully.
We're getting 15 episodes.
So they'll do a minute each week. Well, they haven't done it yet, so who knows how long we'll get. When did they start that? Was it directly after
No, I'm
Fear
just
the Walking
saying
Dead
this
started?
season.
I'm talking about when did the Flight 462 start? Was it right after the season ended?
During.
Or during the season?
Yes.
So I wonder if they'll do it like 2 or 3 episodes in. We'll start getting Flight 462s.
Yeah, we would cut away to that and then cut back to our characters potentially.
Okay.
You know, like just a different. I mean,
see their perspective on it.
I don't know if they're pushing it that hard.
Well, getting to the show then, right? Can we move along to the show?
Yeah, I mean that's about it. I just put. I'm glad they didn't rush it.
We weren't in the midst of a battle when we left them. Okay. So some time passed. Like, I wonder how long they spent in the house. They had to be packing supplies and getting ready to go because they had like a setup on the beach where they were getting ready to like load onto that smaller boat. You didn't see that? The pile of supplies they had on the beach, and like everything was on fire. Like, that's not what was happening when we left season 1, right?
Correct.
Or was it getting ready to happen?
The military just started bombing.
They had given the order, but they hadn't started doing it. So so this is the outcome of that.
So that was the point of them bailing. Yeah, that was the point of them.
So that's why they were like,
on the boat. Like, okay, if they're going to bomb everywhere.
Okay, so like, why did they wait?
Wait for what?
For everything to be on fucking fire before they started getting. Don't you think it would have been smarter to like leave a day earlier?
Maybe they literally got going as quick as they could. Maybe that happened 5 minutes after we ended the season. You know, what if that was immediate?
Could have started right away.
Yeah, like that literally. If
the
order was already called,
doing all the supplies and everything.
They're trying.
And then you got one person who's just sitting there freaked out on the beach holding his dead mother. I mean, I get it, but come on, dude.
Yeah, it's time to wake up.
Apocalypse, dude. Seriously, like.
It's time to quit.
No, we can't take her with us.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, they all make their way to Abigail. I don't know. Nick was doing well, doing the boat back and forth.
Yeah, he was. I mean, Nick's come up big for the the junkie was. He's been coming up huge in the season so far.
I mean, he's still seemingly getting his fix along the way.
Somewhere, he keeps finding them. Yeah.
He's finding shit. Chris is moping. The military's blowing the fuck out of everything. Now that's more even. It's like it's right in the midst of it as they're going because shit's blowing up around them.
Oh, you can see the explosions, like napalm. Yeah, like shit was going off. Like it was pretty wild. Yeah, but the pan out scene was nuts, dude.
Which one?
The one where they got on the boat. They all finally got on the boat and they're driving away and it.
That's what I mean.
Up
where you
right over
saw
the title screen. And it's just like everything was on fucking fire.
That was amazing.
Like wow.
That was cool that they didn't like shoot.
I thought you were talking about like on the beach stuff where the explosions.
Oh no! When
they're driving away and the pan out. Like that was fucking cool. Mm-hmm. To the title shot. Yeah, that was awesome.
I was like, oh, okay, I like it. They didn't even bother with like an opening credit sound. They just kind of let that sink in.
They brought back the sound for the second episode.
I know they did. I was like, okay, whatever, fine. I thought maybe they were trying something is all, but it's fine.
So I don't know. The scope feels a little larger than
Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Okay,
do you disagree with me on that?
No, it's.
I mean, you saw that big pan out shot like that, like.
Oh, you just mean in
like that
shots?
I don't know, just the whole everything on fire, the military being involved, like all that stuff, like that. None of that's really happening in The Walking Dead.
We missed it.
I'm not saying one is better.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I like the two different perspectives. Like everything seems way more batshit.
It's like they're doing. It's
like hectic move. We gotta move. Like in the Fear the Walking Dead.
They're just filling in the gaps that we didn't get in Walking Dead at the moment. You know that?
It seems like that. Yeah.
Like we're getting
the in between when Rick was asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this is. I don't want to sound like if somebody doesn't know shit about the show. How long was Rick out?
I would imagine a couple weeks. I don't know.
It had to be a few weeks, right?
I'm not certain.
Because everything went to shit fast.
We're assuming Walking Dead knowledge with Fear the Walking Dead. I don't know who's coming into this just watching Fear, not ever having seen The Walking Dead. I guess it's possible.
It is possible, but like, I mean, if you're doing that, sorry. I mean,
it's literally
if you're listening to this, spoiler alert, because we might talk about current Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sorry if we lose a listener for that, but I mean,
at least you warned them in advance. They won't get spoiled on anything. That was literally the pilot episode we're talking about. How long Rick was out. That's the first episode of Walking Dead. We're not spoiling shit.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
it could be way worse.
Well, no, but that was a good warning though. That like if anybody
could tell them
is in that boat, like they, yeah. Okay.
I always fuck with Dave as he's watching through it. I tell him, he's like, "Oh my god, this is so weird." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Rick alive still."
He keeps saying that?
I keep saying that to him just to fuck with him.
Oh, nice.
That Rick is dying at some point. I'm like, oh man, God, this is so long ago. Rick's still alive. That makes me laugh.
Which is technically not a spoiler.
Yeah, correct. So they hear people screaming from a life raft. Strand doesn't want to stop. I mean,
where are you at?
Would you stop for them?
Where are you at in this conversation? I want to know your opinion first.
What?
Do you stop?
I don't think I would have been as cold as he was about not stopping. I think I would have considered it. I would have scoped the situation a little bit. I don't think I would have blown past it without thought. And he seemed to just be like, fuck it, we're out. I
mean, I don't want to sound cold.
You're out?
I completely 100% agree with him. In this world, man, who knows who's sick on that boat? That was a group of 30, 40 people could completely ruin their chance of survival on this boat. By one person being sick, that's too many people to keep track of, bro.
I did like his line, if he stops, it'll be to drop people off.
Right, not get new people on. I mean, and I understand, I get it, and I get the conflict that arises. But this is the new world. He understands the new world as if Rick understands the new world. He's got like an advanced understanding of. What, you think he might be involved in something that happened? Or?
I don't think this is Strand's boat.
He stole it from...
I think his worry was that the people that owned the boat were coming after him. I think that's what his deal was, with wanting to get the fuck out of there.
So you think he's like a butler or something, maybe, that lived in the house? Like
not necessarily that. He's a little too confident for that, unless that was a long con that he was pulling off.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I'm cool with that too, but I just think that the boat is not his.
No.
And he's trying to evade them, and that's why he was so calm as soon as he's like, oh, shoot, those people are gone. And then he, took the key and bailed out later on. So I know I'm jumping ahead, but I think that's why Strand's motivation is as such. He doesn't want to get stuck there. He wants to get the fuck out because he stole this boat.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, if he stole the boat, then it's been a long con because you don't get on that boat and know how to use it.
No, I mean he may have stole it already. I guess
that's what I'm saying. You don't get on that boat and fire everything up and just like you have to have advanced nautical training to drive a boat like that.
Yeah,
there's no way that he doesn't. He's not just somebody who just stole the boat then. I mean, he may have stolen it, but he knows what he's doing. He knows how to pilot that. Like I said, come on, dude.
That other line
you're a tech savvy guy, would you have been able to fire that fucking thing up and know what you're doing?
Not.
Read the radars and fucking know exactly what you're looking at? No, you don't know how to read nautical maps. No, neither do I. He does.
I mean, it made you think that it might be his, but I don't know. I think...
in the opening of the trunk later on, there's like crazy nautical maps and locations in there and shit like that. Like,
I think Daniel caught on to his slip of the tongue when he said it's like target practice on a $10 million yacht or whatever. Yeah. And he's like, yours, you mean? Your $10 million. You would say mine. You would think about that situation for a second. I know it seems petty, but think about it. You're there standing on your fucking yacht, which you've told everybody, this is my fucking boat, a bunch of times. Those are all three of your rules. Or it's my boat, basically. And you're standing there and you're talking about it and you're like, I don't want somebody doing target practice on my fucking boat. Yeah, on a yacht. Or on a boat, you know what I mean? On a $10 million boat. It's not any.
I mean,
it's
you
yours.
Think about it. Like, at this point, some of the military's probably gone rogue. Right?
Okay.
Like, with communications breaking down, like, they had this order that they got from somewhere.
Well, shit, that's right where I was at on this note, too. The Coast Guard is reporting there's no rescue by sea, land, or air.
That's what I'm saying.
Forgive us. The radio is spouting some pretty grim shit.
So a platoon of soldiers that are on a Coast Guard vessel or a well-armed military vessel could be like, their captain could look around and be like, you know what? We're on our fucking own, guys. It's fucking kill or be killed now. They could have the same mentality as Rick already earlier. And they're like, we got to take whatever we can get and we got to do it fast because this is the end. This is it.
Yeah.
It's the end of the fucking world. So...
the whole world is, I don't know right now.
That was a good line, too.
So they're heading to San Diego, which is, again, more scope than we've gotten in anything in Walking Dead,
because they have a quicker means of transportation.
A safer, seemingly.
Safer means of transportation. Because it seems like every time Rick and them take a vehicle out into the fucking field, something bad happens. Every single time. But anyway...
we're not talking about nature.
I know that. We already did.
We
Check
did
back
that.
a couple podcasts ago.
Watch that one, or listen to that one. Shouldn't vape so much. Vape another. That's the...
Yeah.
Doesn't work?
Keep going.
Travis doesn't know what to do for Chris. He's just kind of staring at his mom's body. And Travis and Maddie are arguing.
They need to get rid of that body. People. See, the thing is like my worry at this point...
Okay.
Because we're not at the point where Rick and them are at, where they know a thing or two.
Yeah.
At this point is, get that fucking thing off of this boat. I'm sorry, know it's your mom, kid, but get her off the boat.
Is she still on there? No. She was kicked off in the first episode here.
Who?
The body.
Was that the first episode?
I think
that he dumped her? I think that was episode 2.
It might be. I don't know.
But I know, but still, like, when they brought her on the boat, like, I would worry of infection from that.
Well, first episode, he fucking booted her off. Chris just was like, fuck it.
Boom, yeah.
I mean, but they don't know what it is exactly.
That's what I mean. Like, they don't know the rules yet. Like, Rick and them know the rules.
So
you can apparently have their blood splattered on your face and possibly get it in your mouth and swallow a little bit and not turn into a zombie. But if they scratch you, you turn into a zombie. So, I mean, I don't understand what the difference is there.
Yeah.
It seems like their blood would infect you more than them scratching you, but that's... here nor there.
They'd say your saliva killed it or some garbage. They just come up with some.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't like it's just that's not how it works. Because they constantly have the zombie blood splattered in their face, and like has to get in their mouth or in their eye sockets or in some sort of orifice in your fucking face. You would get infected, but apparently the blood doesn't infect you, which is a huge hole to me, by the way.
Okay.
When it comes to Zombieland. Like, I don't understand, like, how that could, like, them scratching you or biting you infects you. Is it just their saliva, but there's no saliva under their fingernails, so how does that work? Just their
You're talking
fingernails
about a
scratch
different
you?
property? You said Zombieland? Or are you talking about this?
Zombieland.
Yeah, you said I don't know how that works in Zombieland. Isn't that
No,
a
I'm
movie?
talking about The Walking Dead.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
That might be a
I think that is
thing.
another zombie
but
property.
no, I'm not talking about a different show. I'm talking about our show. Like, I don't know, whatever. Our show.
It's ours.
Talking about The Walking
We
Dead.
basically do it.
The Dead universe. The Walking Dead universe.
So, what did you think about Jack on the radio?
Liar.
Yeah?
Yeah. Set up. They're the military.
She was
She hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
They are looking for other boats. That's exactly what that is. That's that fucking group who shot the shit out of that other boat. See, now we're on to episode 2.
Well, but you think
that was the end of episode
that was the
1.
second episode, yeah. So
Yeah, because that was in the
water.
that was the part in the water when the whole time they're in the water, all I'm doing in my head is get the fuck out of the water.
What?
On top of zombies, there could be sharks in there. Get out of there.
Oh, you mean when they went swimming?
I don't like being in the ocean. By the way, like that's a
no,
thing.
I'm not a fan.
I don't. I'm not. I won't get in the water in the ocean.
No,
So-
I mean I'll stand there at the edge. But
I'll maybe put my feet in along the beach. Maybe it depends how many sea urchins are crawling around the fuck thing. But no, I don't ever want to deal with any of that or jellyfish or anything like that.
tidal riptides pulling you out. Fuck
Yeah,
all that. I would lose my shit and die.
Yeah, I would
Easy.
panic and die. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's exactly what
Well, I'm
happened.
just gonna go.
Oh fuck it. Yeah, I'd be like, oh.
Yeah, this is comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good.
swallowing
I'm plugging
salt
my
water,
nose
yeah.
because I can't go underwater without plugging my nose. Still to this day. Okay, so we agree. I mean, bad idea to talk to Jack. Really, I mean,
He knew it too. That's why that goes along the lines of, no, we can't stop for those people.
Strand was
No, we
pissed,
shouldn't
too.
be talking. Yeah, because she's talking to somebody on the radio. That's a way for them to track them. You can fucking triangulate radio
Yep.
signals and find out where somebody's at, especially if you're driving a sophisticated military vehicle. Which I think is what's chasing them. Like a Coast Guard or a fucking military short range
Yeah.
military craft with the fucking 50 caliber machine gun attached to it.
Yeah.
They said that's what
Yeah.
tore up that other boat.
Yep.
Like that's what's chasing
That's
them. dude.
gotta be
And he said it was
yeah.
moving faster than they are. Like believe me, dude, that boat, the Abigail, on the water, like 20 knots that's fast for a boat. That's
Yeah.
really fast for a boat.
Yeah.
25 is really fast too. That's like the speedboat. Like they'll catch up. Like they're gonna catch them. You know.
The old guy and Chris do some fishing. Daniel, I mean, and Chris. It took me a while to remember all their names.
Right.
They apologize about each other's losses. His wife.
They said they never got
got
a chance to say goodbye. Travis is listening in.
Let's see. Yeah, Travis, and then is fishing, pun intended, for what Chris is feeling.
Yeah.
So how you feeling there? Maddie heard music on the water, and Strand is talking to himself. He says it's a characteristic of the gifted.
See, now at that point, if you're looking back, I don't think he was talking to himself.
Yeah.
He was on the phone.
Ah.
Because he was on the phone at the end of episode 2 in the diner. I
So
won't be there.
who do you think he's talking to?
I don't
Any
know.
ideas?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know,
obviously
but
it's
dude, like,
something underhanded,
it's
right?
so
It can't
weird.
be good, right? Could it be good? I want to discuss that possibility. What if Strand is setting up something good for
I won't.
everybody?
Why don't we say it'll be
good for him.
it'll be some
Careful
sort
not
of
to tap around that.
it'll be some sort of moral choice that'll bring about another one of these discussions about which side are you on. Like
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that it'll be good or bad, but it'll be one of those things where in this world is it good? Maybe in the old world it would have been bad, but in this world, this is going to determine whether or not we survive.
Yeah.
And if it has to be morally questionable, I mean, Rick and them are in all war with other people.
Yeah.
When I mean, like the human race is almost extinct as it is, and
I like
you're
the
going to
idea
fight
of them
other
saying
people.
that nature was taking it back. That it was nature, kind of cleansing the earth.
I mean, like
it was an interesting take.
That's a
we haven't heard that yet since.
I think
Walking
that's
Dead
a
started.
religious take.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm
maybe.
saying?
I mean, but then you would just say God is cleansing the earth, as opposed to nature is doing it. I felt like that was more like.
Well,
But same kind
I mean,
of wording.
not necessarily God, but like I mean, couldn't Mother Nature be considered along the same lines, depending on what you believe in?
Yeah, I
know what I
think it's
mean?
yeah, I think it's
That's
one step back, so to speak, from
Right.
like an omnipotent Watcher and whatever.
You know, like the old guy in the sky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like but an energy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think
Mother
more of
Nature
what
is
he's
just
referring to.
I think when I think of Mother Nature, I think of the force of nature.
The force of
just
okay.
like
so that's what I'm getting at. So maybe that's more what he's referring to, maybe than a religious take. So maybe I'll reword that to like more of a force of nature kind of thing that he's talking about is taking the earth back and not necessarily God taking the earth back. Yeah, so I guess if he would have meant God, he'd have said God.
Yeah, it's just kind of wipe. It's going. You know what? This thing wasn't working.
Well, like it did with the meteors, right?
Yeah,
meteors with the dinosaurs, or I'm not a scientist.
Well, that's
whatever.
The way you said that implies that the Earth beckoned the meteors. You're like it did with the dinosaurs.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, but it's all a force of nature. That would be considered a force of nature, right?
Yeah, because nature doesn't just contain our planet.
No,
that's literally,
absolutely, that's everything.
Somebody tweeted today, whoever named space was really phoning it in, huh? Space.
It's just endless.
What do we do with all this extra space? Just call it space.
Space.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I do like that. That sounds like a Far Side cartoon or something like that. Yeah.
That's at Laserdove, LAZERDOOV or LASERDOOV. Good follow. Check him out on Twitter. I think Strand was planning on leaving before all this shit went down.
But he got caught up in the pen.
Yes.
I don't think he was planning it. He was probably out gathering whatever last minute fucking supply he needed to be gone.
That's right. I forgot
by the time he needed to be gone.
Already. Yeah.
And then he got caught up in the pen and used Nick to get out and then ended up getting all these extra people on the way there.
So then they did the little ceremony thing on the boat.
Figured to himself, I can take up to 7 people with me.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
Travis says some nice stuff about his ex. Their son was the best thing they did together. That felt a little condescending. Felt a little needless to say at that point. It felt like kind of throwing salt in the wound to the kid who's dealing with the loss of his mom. He's like, you were the best thing we ever did together. Like, it feels like it's taking a shot at
and then
almost.
even kind of like doing the quintessential funeral thing and like making like a small joke.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, come on, dude, not the time, bro.
Yeah.
Not the time.
So he dumps
I think
her
he
off
got
the side
pissed
quickly
off.
and
I think he didn't like the eulogy or whatever, right? He didn't want to say anything.
Thinks that he could have saved.
He shot her, right?
Well, but he
and again, that's maybe a decision that in Rick's time of this world, he doesn't take. He's not as offended that his father shot her because he understands what happens and that there's not a cure. At this point, they still don't know that there's not some sort of, something that's going to save them all. I think they're coming to that realization
right now.
But
in these 2 episodes,
during what we're talking about, him shooting his mom, they don't know any of that. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't So he considers that even in the plane, when the main woman stabbed the dude's wife in the head before she turned.
Yeah.
And the U.S. Marshal was like, you killed her.
Yeah.
See, that's how that's viewed now.
Absolutely.
If somebody gets bit in Rick's time, and Rick turns around and stabs him in the fucking face with a knife, everybody goes,
thank you.
Yeah, okay. And moves on. Because that's like Ethan Embry.
I wanted to mention...
Granted, he had part of his face bit off and he was screaming.
Yeah.
So he
but that was fucking awesome, the way that happened in the plane, because it's like, that is the reality. This chick seems to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And everybody else around her is like, holy fuck, what did you just fucking murdered that person. Like, taking it like that because they don't know what the hell's coming.
But then again...
How does she know
again, you can say that, but at the same time, you just watch somebody basically come back to life.
Yeah, but...
And eat somebody else.
They don't know that he was dead. They don't know that he died in the bathroom.
What? True, because she brought him back with the paddles.
Oh, when she shocked him, then he woke up.
Yeah, then he woke up and attacked everybody.
Yeah. So they don't even know that he... Yeah, they know he died, but they think that she brought him back, yep.
So yeah, that's a pretty weird stack of circumstances there that happened in the airplane. Because to everybody else, he didn't just sit up from death. Like they weren't like, oh, he's dead. And then he sits back up. They were trying to save him.
Yeah, and
then wow, what a crazy that's a further thought. That's a pretty crazy circumstance there. Somebody shocking him. And you're supposed to wake up, and then he's all crazy. Oh wow, I didn't really think of how cool that was when I was watching it. It was all happening pretty fast, but wow, that was
only
cool.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would have watched an hour of that.
Oh,
easy.
dude, I was in. That's the series. I'm in.
That's the series.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right?
Well, no, but I mean, seriously though, like if that's the characters they went with, and that's the
Where it
episodes we're
started?
getting, I mean, I bought in right there.
Right. I mean, I'll watch.
Wasn't I
any
saying
group
that?
of
How
survivors.
believable did they make the characters in those 15 fucking minutes?
Yeah.
If that was the first 15 minutes of Fear the Walking Dead, the series,
Yeah.
I'm fucking still in. Fuck
Right?
yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, we'll get back to them eventually. Okay, cool. Like you know,
Not even that. Like I'm talking about if these are our main characters.
Yeah, I would watch that.
I was
too.
already bought in. If they were
I've
going
said-
ahead with it, making it a whole series, like
Dude, I've said
I'm
you
talking as if the characters we
Yeah.
watched didn't exist.
You can
and this
make
was a
as
show.
many of these as you want. I'll watch.
Honestly.
I mean, don't oversaturate it, but at the same time, give me ones in different parts of the world. I'd like to see one in a frozen part of the world.
Like London.
I mean, a frozen part like Canada or something,
Okay.
just for the fact to see how does it affect the walkers. I mean, obviously, it would slow them down.
I mean,
But how
I
does
don't
that
think
affect life there? Does that make it? Is it still as cutthroat, or is it slightly more chilled? No pun intended.
Well, being that it might not be as dangerous, being
Yeah.
somewhere cold.
Like you just have to deal
Because I
with it.
mean, like the
Inside, you could
cold,
still
the
die
cold
and
would
turn.
wither away a body. Well, no, a cold would preserve a body, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it would freeze it and slow it down, so the movements would be.
They
super
wouldn't,
slow
and
or-
they were like, can your limbs fall off from like
Yeah,
if you're already dead?
hypothermia.
Yeah,
I
and
mean-
like they try to pull you apart. Is it like the movies like?
Yeah,
like
you
they
would just
pull like
break
your arm
and,
off.
like us,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So you'd be frozen all the way through. See, like I
don't know that it would make for compelling TV. However, I would like to see it. I would love to see the world. Still,
I get you.
I still want to
See,
see
now,
it.
like,
I like that we're getting more in this.
See, I get-
Strand's pissed. He's losing his shit.
Or
This
like-
is-
or
rule
somewhere-
number 1, it's my boat. 2, it's my boat. 3, it's my goddamn boat.
Right.
I feel like he's protesting too much. Like I don't think for some
okay.
reason I
It's
don't
just
think
not
it's
his boat. Not
when,
Strand's boat.
When fucking
Okay.
yeah,
Is it
exactly.
Strahan or
Strand.
Strand,
Yeah,
not Strand's boat.
yeah.
Okay. Not Strand's boat.
I feel like Daniel called him on it and busted him out, and
Okay, well then he looked up. I don't know what he was looking for, but he opened that safe part. Oop, the safe under the seat.
yeah. Well, he just went in there looking for proof that Strand wasn't who he says he is.
Oh, so you think that he might be assumed somebody's identity then?
Well, I don't
didn't even
think
think about it
I
like
don't
that.
think his name is relevant, but he could have if he's assuming whoever owned the boat's identity. I mean,
Okay.
if he's assuming their possessions and their, I just don't think the boat is his.
Okay, again,
I don't know that he's worth somebody. He's somebody who could own a $10 million boat. That's not any sort of slight on him as a I mean, it is on him as a person. It doesn't. I don't know.
but dude,
we
like
don't know
he
him
walked,
yet.
he knew the house, bro.
Again, but he could have, like you said, worked there. There's any number
That's
of
what I'm saying.
scenarios.
So if there's any number of scenarios that was, but he walked in, like threw his keys in the bowl. I mean,
Maybe it was his place.
It wasn't. I don't
Maybe.
know that he necessarily threw his keys in the bowl, but that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You walk in and ding, like he just felt like he walked in
Felt
and
like
made
he was
himself at home.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't unfamiliar with the place.
Yeah.
So if he is, then he is assuming somebody's identity, or a butler, or he worked for that person, or was their partner, or something like that, to where he was familiar with that house, or was like an affair.
What do you mean?
Maybe he was
Maybe
cheating
he was
with whoever
wife.
that is, his husband or wife.
Or he's gay. You don't know.
Well, I mean, that
could
too.
be.
It's 2016, right?
I love that was your summarization of it. It's 2016, whatever. It's good.
Well, that's how I say it, because it doesn't bother me. Whatever. I'm not
It's a
offended by
laugh.
that. Yeah.
I liked it. Let's see. Nick is fearless because of using. His father called him Nicholas. He doesn't like it.
Okay.
Just, a little note.
So Nick's father is somebody else then.
Well, yeah, it's not Travis. Travis.
Yeah, that was a dumb thing to say. But is his father dead then?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Did we never found that out?
I think we could
previously?
assume so now, but I don't know before.
Okay.
I feel like they're one of the rare families that made it out.
Intact.
Yeah, well, just in general.
Well,
that
there was a
made it.
group of 30 people that made it out, but they were on a little dinghy. Like you're not going anywhere on that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And yeah, dude, listen. I thought about it from those people's point of view on that boat, watching the Abigail just pass them up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, this is basic human decency here. But, dude, I honestly think it's all about survival. Basic human decency is not a thing in this world.
I don't think it is. Right? I don't think you can trust in the humanity of man.
You can't trust in other people's basic human decency. You can't do that in this world.
Nope.
And that's, dude, like, seriously, like what he's saying, like, dude, those people could have came in and what if they had guns? And that was their plan. Like, as soon as they let them on the boat, they all pull out rifles. Like, boo, okay, now we got ourselves a big motherfucking boat, you know? Like, you can't take that chance. Too many different variables. And if that many people that were on that boat, that's way too many different variables. So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
You just don't.
We can't stop for you.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I don't even know that I consider it all that long.
Okay.
I'm on Strand's side of that. Like,
it should still be going. Beer by Dave.
Beer by Dave.
I text him like I need a beer. Beer me, Dave.
Please, come on, Dave.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, you weren't. I saw you hadn't read it yet, so I knew I had to keep texting.
Okay.
Maddie talks to Chris. She hit her father when she was 13.
That's after Chris punched Travis.
Yeah. She wants him to come up and eat, and if Travis hadn't shot her, then she would have.
So now that he's already fishing, does that mean that there was no food on the boat?
Well, I assume that there was just... Yeah, I don't think there was food.
I thought
not much.
So what he was talking about that they could survive on the water for quite some time is the fact that the Abigail could stay out there with fuel, is fueled up and ready to sail for a long time.
Yeah.
Is that what he means? Because I thought when he said that, I thought he meant they were good to go for a while. Like if they had to stay out on the water to eat and all that.
Well, he's saying we have water and you can fish.
Okay.
So we're good in that sense. I don't know what they brought with. We weren't really privy to see what they brought.
If you think about it, the ocean, if you're living out in the ocean, that's an endless, you probably...
Water. You can't do anything with the ocean water.
I understand that, but I'm talking about, well, he said we have so much water.
Yeah.
We can survive for this long out here, but we'd have to fish for the food.
No showers and stuff. I guess you could just jump in the water and clean yourself.
In the ocean.
In select spots, you would pick and choose it. But I'm telling you,
no. I'm saying, I'm just saying.
I'm telling you, even in a zombie apocalypse, every day, if I'm on the water, I'm showering. I'm jumping in the water. I'm cleaning myself every morning, and I'm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know that salt water is going to make you feel all that clean.
Yeah, but it would be better than nothing.
Yeah.
Just I don't know.
When I swam in salt water, the first thing I wanted to do was get out of this, wash the salt water off of me.
Yeah, maybe it would suck. I don't know. I don't envy the position that they're in.
And I think
Chris
on yachts like that,
it
might be filtered salt water.
Oh, they
shower, the shower, you just go in there and it would just pull and filter out. It'd still be salt water, but it would be filtered so you could clean your.
Well, they had food. We saw that they had some food.
But that was the eel that he caught. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, was it? Okay. So
are they already not have any food? They weren't eating huge mounds of food. It wasn't. They had the eel. He had prepared the eel.
So gross. Would you eat an eel?
In that situation, I guess you'd have to or starve. But, I'd wait for him to catch some tuna or something.
Yeah. What did you think when Chris jumped out of the boat?
The suicide didn't really cross my mind because, you're just jumping in the water. His reply didn't surprise me.
What?
Just going swimming, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking tell somebody. Honest to God, we're in the post-apocalyptic era here.
Your mom
fucking let somebody know you're gonna go jump out in the fucking water.
Your mom died, but tell some fucking person that you're going swimming. Shit.
Tool bag.
Make me jump in here.
Right.
So Nick jumps in, and then...
And right after the whole "you're fearless" conversation, he goes head first in the fucking water.
Yep.
And then I hear something. What are you doing?
Yeah.
I know that part made me really nervous, bro.
What?
So if I get excited during this conversation, the part where they were in the water.
Well, yeah, when
I was
super
nervous.
Towards him. And then Nick hears someone in the wreckage, and he swims to it, and then he finds the yacht log, and it's attached to a walker, and Strand wants to go in case the people who fucked up the other boat show up.
Which is a valid argument.
Yeah, it was. I didn't even think of that.
Well, the boat was upside down with a bunch of bullet holes in it. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, maybe.
These are civilians that are murdered here. Let's go.
Yeah, and what kind of boat would do that?
It wasn't like a
guns
military,
to do that?
it wasn't like soldiers. It was a bunch of fucking civilians, dude, that were just murdered.
Absolutely.
I didn't notice whether or not they had like bullet holes in them or not, but some of them had life jackets on.
Yeah.
There was the one that he was just floating there with a life jacket. Like, that's a dangerous thing. A zombie in a life jacket.
Right? That'll go forever.
Because they don't.
What if they
They
get
don't
waterlogged?
breathe, right?
But they get waterlogged?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, I would think that like they would
They'd just
inhale
be-
water and they would sink eventually.
Maybe.
And they would just be under the water alive, just like zombies. Just
That's a
would
terrifying
that kill?
thought.
Would that kill your brain?
No.
Being under the water like that?
Their brain doesn't require anything except being intact.
That's what I mean. So it
No.
wouldn't like the water wouldn't destroy that.
No. I mean, maybe
Shark
eventually.
coming along. So then the shark comes along and the zombie bites the shark, and then we got zombie sharks.
Yeah.
Zombie
I mean,
Sharknado.
it's, honestly, dude, you joke, but that could be that's a terrifying thought.
Of a zombie being underwater?
That not only is the ocean fucking petrifying in and of itself, imagine zombies underwater.
Dude, why do you think I was so fucking freaked out during this scene? All I could think of was get the fuck out of the water! Now!
Yeah, walkers in the water is weird. The way they were popping up at the beginning of the second episode.
Oh, dude.
The way that girl just popped up out of there was like, fuck.
Cool scene, but yeah, that shit was creepy. And dude, like, and then with the kids, like, come on, man.
Like, why are they letting them play down there?
Right, well, don't they realize that this is the apocalypse? I guess we find out later why.
So why do they leave seashells by the fucking thing? Like on a
Because,
plate?
dude, like, and I was thinking about that during that, too. Kids, we even saw it.
stupid
They
shit.
don't get it.
Oh yeah. I mean, what
We
the
saw
fuck
that
is
with
with
the
that
two-
kid?
the two-
Harry does not get it at all.
The
What
two
was that?
little girls from Walking Dead with
Yeah.
Carol. Like, we
I
get
just
that they
watched those
don't
episodes
understand
with
that,
Dave.
man.
Lizzie was just a fucking nut job. She did not get it. She thought they and the way she
The little
fucking,
girl understood.
dude, she fucking said when they came back, I was just about to talking about Judith.
Yeah. Oh,
She
yeah.
was just about to fucking do the same.
She was going
to
to murder
Judith.
the baby, too, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a gut-wrenching episode.
Well, we were shocked to
A
find.
great
I was
episode.
shocked to find there was a fence in this
Well,
episode.
yeah.
That was nice. A nice
Yeah.
reprieve there.
Yeah, from the absolute
Yeah.
horror that is this world now. Yeah. The one little fence that prevented those kids from getting eaten alive, right. But now, apparently, we find out that they're familiar with this.
Who?
The kids.
They're familiar with what?
With the zombies walking up to the fence.
yeah,
That's like a thing that's been happening since all the shit went down.
Yeah.
And they're out there, like, treating it like a job and taking care of it.
It's interesting that they put the fence up. It's cool that they built
I think
their
the
own
fence was already there.
I mean, they're still building it, wasn't he? Or was
He was repairing it.
That was just repair.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't
From
extending.
the ones that were way across the thing. But, dude, like, come on. There's no chance that those don't eventually...
Oh, I thought you were going to say there's no chance they get there. I'm like,
Oh,
of
no,
course
there's no
they
chance
do.
that they eventually don't walk over there. Maybe not in a huge herd.
Doesn't matter now, does it? Does it matter now?
Well, the dad was left alive.
No. Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was up there. He was like, I'll take care of it. And he made him take the son.
Okay, but then Seth brings him back. Seth brings his son back at the end.
But
That's
the dad
fucked up.
wasn't dead. Because he was up there with
Okay.
the daughter. He was going to take care of the daughter. But then the mom got out. So then can we assume that the mom killed the dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
she was covered in blood.
Yeah.
Well, she was covered in blood because the daughter was chewing on her neck.
Yeah, but how would she have got past the dad?
Unless, did he just sit
Without
there and
killing
just...
her. Yeah, or
Could've.
without him dying. Yeah.
We didn't hear any gunshots, so I guess we can assume that those two...
Well-
but, like, I mean, like, how... It seems to vary on how quickly the turn happens.
It does. It depends if you die. If you're like dead and get bit, you can come right back. But like when you die slowly and then like eventually turn later on,
Yeah, because like the guy in the airplane didn't come back till they shocked him, but he had only been dead for
who knows how long he was in the
thing for a couple hours probably,
Yeah.
you know. But the mom couldn't have been dead for 5 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
But she got bit right in the neck. So does that go straight to the virus?
I
Go
think
straight to the
you're-
brain, and then you're just
I think
automatically
pretty much.
you
Yeah,
turn
because
pretty much
that's
right
the
away.
only explanation for how they don't get eaten fully. by other zombies.
Because they turn.
Like, oh, you're turned already. Okay, we're done with you.
See, like that's a little unfinished question to me. Like the last I remember seeing the dad is he sat down in the room.
Yeah.
After he watched what happened.
I think the dad's dead.
Right.
I think one way or the other, the dad's dead. I don't think he survived. So it's Seth and Harry that are left on that fucking island
by themselves, which is less chance of.
Maybe it'll work out well for them, but I don't know.
Do you ever think we're going back?
No, I think that's Morgan in the first season of Walking Dead, where we were never meant to go back, but Lenny James was such an awesome actor that you wanted to see Morgan again.
Yeah,
he was so much fucking cooler.
They killed the chick from the Shield, their mom.
That took me forever to figure out, dude. Forever. I'm like, why the fuck is she so familiar looking?
Shield,
I can't pin it.
Yeah.
I'm like, is that Marie? It's not Marie from Breaking Bad. That doesn't make any sense. It's not her. Clearly it's not her, but I'm thinking her. And then it was just like, boom, Shield. Fuck.
There she is, yeah.
There it is.
Great show, by the way.
Yes, we'll definitely check that one out. So Maddie's pissed that Nick is trying to help people by swimming under there. And then Travis had gone through the logbook and he sees that San Diego is dead, gone, burned by the military.
Yeah.
Strand is zigging and zagging, but the larger craft is still following them.
He said it was a larger craft?
Yes.
Okay.
He said a 50 caliber machine gun sank the other boat.
So this is a motherfucking war boat. This is a
maybe a fucking what do you call the big ones? That aircraft carriers.
No, that's too
big.
You wouldn't be able to catch that small boat. No way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, this has got to be like a cruiser, like a battleship.
I'm not very apt in my boating.
Like a battleship class, like small and fast, but fucking huge amounts of firepower. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's got to be a military boat because, like I said, a rogue military unit that they've been cut off from the rest of the things. Why wouldn't they band together? Wouldn't that be your first thought? Oh shit, let's band together and maybe we'll selectively or one by one go try to find out what happened to each other's families. You know what I'm saying? You know, like I think that's what would happen. Like I can't imagine that they would automatically just turn to all out piracy and just start murdering people, but some of those guys.
I mean, imagine what they've gone through.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
since it happened. They're like, fuck, I don't agree with this stuff. We're having to kill civilians.
Yeah,
potentially. You know, it's not like all of them are batshit crazy, where they're murder hungry.
But then again, if you're in a group of guys like that, it's like a pack of wolves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be the guy that says, "Hey, this is wrong," because the next thing you know, you get one to the back of the head and they throw you over the side of the boat. You know.
So they're heading for Katrina Island, where there's a wildlife sanctuary. And then so Maddie sees a light flickering as they approach the house and they dock. And then Strand, Ophelia, and Daniel stay by the boat. Strand's like trying to get them to leave. Did you notice that? He's like, I'm not opposed to alone time.
Yeah, because he would have totally taken it off.
I think so.
Well, I don't know though.
I don't
because
think
he had
would have
not taken off necessarily because he
was trying
hiding.
to hide from them. Yeah,
he was trying to hide, get off the radar.
Let's see. So. Yeah, they dock, they go in, Travis calls out to the people in the house, a kid named Harry comes out, and then they say the light coming on was an accident, which was bullshit, because the wife ended up admitting that she was signaling it for that, for the reason of, my husband won't let me off this fucking island. Wasn't that basically what she was getting at? That she felt trapped there? Or something to that effect?
I think the fact that there was that large number of zombies, that went down the wrong windpipe or something. That there's that large number of zombies just down the beach from them. And that they're basically awaiting the inevitable, is what she was saying. Like, we're just waiting here for the end. We're not, and come to find out later on that he was just going to have them all take a murder pill.
That's fucked up that he was going to murder his whole family. Jonestowning them, as he said.
See, the thing is he was going to do it the wrong way, though. If he's trying to avoid becoming one of those things, then taking a pill like that's not the way to go. Because then you all come back.
Hold on 1 second. So the guy offers Travis a beer. Travis is looking at his books, talking about when he kept a stack next to his bed and tried to read one a week. Always got caught. I can see getting backlogged in that very quickly.
Yeah.
The guy says they napalm Portland, Vancouver, Seattle. They shut down the border to the south. And he's like, what's left? The guy is talking to ranger stations.
He's like, that's pretty much half the nation.
So he's talking to ranger stations, though.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Well, I think they were
communication
not anymore.
beyond their area.
I think he was saying that was it, though. They all went dark.
all the way through Colorado is gone.
He was saying they all went all the.
Yeah.
He did. He said he was talking about the ranger stations going dark.
Oh, okay, that's what.
So
it was.
there was no more
Gotcha.
communication with ranger stations. They were all gone.
So George's wife is talking to Maddie about careers. Sorry, I know that's probably weird. I'm just using Maddie because that was the name I remembered at the time.
They were
I know
talking
it's
about.
Madison, but I know your daughter's name is Maddie, so that's
No, they call her
I-
Maddie in the show.
I
though.
know, but I just
No, that's fine.
I don't know if that's
care.
weird.
It's not. I know who you're talking about.
We talk about Sawyer and Chronologically Lost, so that's not any
I get it.
weirder.
Yeah.
Seth seems weird at this
Well,
point.
I mean, like, come on, dude. He's like 16.
and he's
this is
just
going
been taught
down.
this crazy shit.
Like, I gotta go out on here every day and clear out the fucking dead from the fence, like,
Yeah.
and poke holes. I mean, think about having to do that.
Yeah, it's fucked up, especially from regular life.
Yeah.
To going from this right
Right.
now to a week
You're,
from
and
now.
you're
we're
not
doing
like
that.
Rick's group who's been through this shit and,
Yeah.
and like
It's all so fresh.
can put a knife through anybody without thinking about it, living or dead.
Yeah.
And
Well, Ophelia wants to stay where they are. I forgot her name until he said it.
his daughter.
Yeah, and
Okay.
then she doesn't like.
She got shot
being
during
polite.
the whole.
Did she?
The cop guy shot her, didn't he?
Oh, okay. I can't remember.
The cop,
honestly.
no, he was the military guy that they
Yeah.
kidnapped
Okay. No, I remember him.
and that he tortured
Yeah. Okay.
because that's what he used to be.
She was kind of shitty to her dad. Understanding this world helps me understand you.
It's cruel.
It's cruel.
Well, because she
But
thought.
she's just calling him cruel. What a fucking cheap shot. He's protecting you in this shit, and you're calling him cruel? You're being a bitch.
Well, yeah, that I don't disagree with that. Like, well, see, when it comes time for the apocalypse and shit like that,
I love
like,
that we
think
don't ever agree
all-
with each other. We just don't disagree.
all
That's
petty-
my favorite thing
all
about.
petty. What am I supposed to be disagreeing with?
No. We don't disagree with each other, as opposed to just I agree with you. We don't disagree. That's just a
we
thing
do
that
on
we say.
things,
No,
like,
no.
it's just like if
No. I'm not saying we don't disagree. I'm saying what we say to each other instead of saying I agree with you is we say I don't disagree with you. I think that's fucking hilarious.
Oh.
I don't know why we do that.
Well, that's because we're
It's just-
prone to disagreeing.
It's just a phrase that
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. Why don't I just say I agree with you? That's funny. Sorry,
I don't
go
know.
on.
Yeah,
Continue.
okay.
We were just talking.
I don't
about
disagree
that.
with you, but
Yeah, she wants to. She doesn't. It helps her understand. Her
Well,
dad.
that's
I thought that was
because-
shitty.
saying I don't disagree with you is not quite saying I agree with you. That's why we say it like that.
Exactly. So I found out that posies from Pocket Full, Ring Around the Rosie they were placebo flowers.
It was from the plague or something.
Yeah, they
like
were
that. She
giving them to
explained that.
people to smell nice, but it didn't help them at all. So they were placebo flowers. This is going to help you.
No.
Nick is reaching out to Chris, which I didn't expect him to do. Kind of being like, hey man, you don't have to be friends, but like being around people helps. And I thought that was nice of him.
Yeah.
And he is such a fucking Franco when he walks
God.
into the room. When
He
walks
is
into
a
Harry's room,
Franco. He's like so like.
whoa. Like,
Yeah.
I can't do the Franco
I
thing,
know,
but, he was,
but
when
I
he
get
went in,
it.
he was like,
I get it.
whoa.
He's like a Franco with dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Like he cracks me up. Yeah, because he totally strikes me as a Franco.
Mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with you.
Excellent.
Uh,
Uncle Kyle has a red dot on the doll on his forehead. That was kind of fucked up. Said it's what happens to people when they get sick. But I won't get sick because we take power pills.
Oh. Wow.
He was conditioning his kids to take
So
pills.
that's why she knew that, though. That's why the little girl.
Fucking she took the
she
pill
took
out
the
of there
pill.
because
That's why she knew.
Because that's what the dad had been doing. He'd been conditioning them to take fucking vitamins.
And then he was going to give them.
And he was going to eventually just end their life with it. That's fucked up. That's brutal.
See, the thing is, okay, like here.
Holy shit.
Here. Okay, now here's the dilemma that I came across.
If I take them, my family stays together.
There must have been like a.
What a dick.
There was like a few minutes in between where the wife had asked her to take the kids, but I hadn't put that together yet.
Okay.
Like 2
I
minutes
didn't catch that
later,
either.
2 minutes later, Nick walked in and said, "Yeah, man, he's going to X his whole family."
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay. But right before that, when Maddie was like, we should take the kids, and I was like, fuck you. You don't get to decide that.
She didn't decide that, though.
I was like, I know, but the way she was saying it like she decided it. And I was like, that's not...
I gotcha.
I said, I get the wife came to you, but that's not... Like, I don't think that's fair.
You didn't know that's what they were asking.
But then he came in like... Because she knew what was going to happen. The wife didn't want to see that happen. She wanted them to have a chance.
You think they figured out the Jonestowning before Nick said it?
Who?
Maddie and Travis.
No. Because he came in and said, I found the pills.
Yeah.
And I know my pharmaceuticals. Okay. They're poison.
Well, this is where we get to Strand mentioning sitting on his behind is like target practice on a $10 million boat.
Right.
It's like, you mean your $10 million boat. And so, I don't know. I don't think it's his.
Well, that's a huge indication right there.
Yeah. Daniel
why would they even be poking at that if it wasn't?
He thinks he's going to leave some people behind.
Well, that's why he's right over his shoulder the whole time.
I like that he's keeping him honest like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, he has some sort of agenda, obviously. But the dude was like, you ain't leaving us here.
Yeah, exactly. We're not getting off the boat.
Right. I'm in your hip pocket, homie. You ain't going anywhere without me, you know? And I'm packing, so if you try to leave... Click, click. You know, you ain't going anywhere because the old man had a gun.
Do you think Gregory was crazy? Because he's talking about life cycles and raising kids on the same land and shit like that. And they're lucky because they didn't know what was coming off the boat, is what he says. Like, they didn't have any fucking clue if they were going to be military or, you know, just killers or whatever when they came off the boat. But I don't know. I think he's delusional in thinking about... I don't know, just that whole raising your kids on your own land and blah, blah, blah.
I mean, like, listen,
I get the idea.
I respect it, whatever. If that's what you believe, that's fine. I don't necessarily agree with it, but if that's how you
raise my kids on my land,
if that's how you want to raise... But if you want to be that weirdo like that, and that's how you want to raise your kids, okay. Yeah. That's your kids.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to try to take your kids away from you or tell you how to do that. That's up to you.
Yeah.
But if you're going to Jonestown them, that's not okay.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Yeah, I get that this world is fucked up. I get it. I understand that you're trying to save them from a horrible demise, basically being eaten alive. Yeah. I understand what he's trying to do.
Wanting to save your family.
I get it. That. But, I mean, I really just don't see, like you don't give up, man. No, you can survive by any means necessary, just like Rick and them would do. I'm not saying that I would be capable of survival and said I would try as hard as I could, but it's survival at all costs, man. Like,
most underrated part of the apocalypse
was the silence.
No silence, no planes, no smog, just stars.
Just stars, yeah.
And that's totally accurate. Yeah. I mean, you never get that in LA.
Well, and then she said we saw the environment,
we saved the environmental problem, the fucking global warming.
Yeah.
Yeah, they basically stopped it.
I mean, think about that. That's it. Just pretty much all production stops.
Yeah, that's great.
The ozone layers are eventually going to heal itself.
It's weird because then does that mean that we don't need any of the shit that we have?
Yeah.
It means we need nothing of it?
Well, listen, dude. Shit's changed. Times have changed.
I mean, obviously.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people used to live without it. You know what I'm saying? Well, the internet's considered a basic human right now.
Oh, fuck, man. I mean, imagine not having the internet.
Yeah, that would suck. I can't imagine it because I lived in a world where
the library? I'm supposed to go to the fucking library and look things up by words in books? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Not anymore. But, I mean, I used to, yeah.
It was garbage at the time, too. It sucked. Nick is kind of weirded out about the kids. Nothing will be normal for them, ever. And he doesn't seem to think that's fair. He seems to have a lot more empathy than I thought his character would. I thought he was just going to kind of be.
I think some of it's kind of fake, though.
You think so?
Well, yeah, because he's secretly
still looking for his fix. But that doesn't mean that he's not genuine.
I don't necessarily say that, but I think he's trying to overplay it a little bit too.
Probably, yeah.
And then, like I said, Mr. Strand all hyped him up, I think, with that little conversation they had.
I was interested that that Seth knew that shooting the walkers brought more.
Well, I mean,
they're learning stuff.
I think that's a fucking pretty obvious thing, though. Like, if you got like 6 or 8 of them on the beach, and you like walk up to when they're all spread out because they've washed up on the beach, like those did. You shoot one, and they all turn and come at you. Like, oh shit! Well, that happens.
Yeah.
So, and then we can compromise the fence if we do that. So we shouldn't do it like that. So they walk up and tap the fence.
Yeah.
And it comes at them, and they poke it in the eye. or in the base of the skull, like you said, if it's back to you.
I liked Nick saying that he was an at-risk youth, so he would be able to help.
Yeah.
When Travis was looking for Chris.
I don't think he said I am an at-risk youth. He said I am at-risk youth.
Well,
like I am the epitome of at-risk youth. I think is what he was saying. Yeah. Which is basically the same thing, but just the scope of it was like, no, dude. Like, I invented that shit.
In general,
right.
I am that.
Yeah.
Chris is killing walkers. He asks if they climb. Interesting question. Never considered it, really.
Yeah, these don't. They fall.
And then there's one more, and he's going to get it by himself. And Seth's like, I'll meet you back at the house. You can't wait 3 seconds for him to walk over there and kill it? You're going to meet him back at the fucking house? What are you in such a hurry for? There's nothing there.
Where you got to be?
Do you have a book pile next to your bed that you need to get caught up on? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, like, think about it. He just aced his mom on the dock.
Well,
I'm going back to him thinking.
But he hasn't at the end. He hasn't at this point.
No, I'm just saying. Like, I was going back to them surviving on that island by themselves.
Oh,
less supplies,
maybe
for just the two of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He kind of gets the rules of the walkers a little bit. The 16-year-old kid does.
I mean, Chris felt like he was making a difference just killing those walkers. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm doing something. Like, I'm part of this now. I'm being helpful." You know, Travis doesn't like the idea of maintenance. He's like, my kid used to mow the lawn, take out the garbage, shit like that. Put his dishes away.
Yeah, well, that world's gone.
Like, look, dude, this is, how it is now, basically.
That world is gone at this point.
They're building, they weren't building more fence, they were repairing the fence.
Right.
Travis thinks Gregory is giving up by staying, and he's like, I'm fucking fixing the fence. What are you talking about? I'm not
giving up. Why would I?
Do you think he's given up? I think he gave up.
Well, later on we learned that yes, with the pills, then yes, you gave up.
Yeah,
but how long was he gonna play that out? Was it going to be just a thing to where he did that? If the fucking zombies break through, was he going to continue to?
I don't know.
Just live,
like,
or did he have a set date? Like, here, it's happening in a week.
Maybe.
So maybe the mom was like, okay, I want to get him gone because I don't want to see this happen. I want him to have a chance, even if it is in this fucking fucked up world. I want him to have a chance.
Yep.
But at the same time, Travis told the dad that it's just as dangerous out there as it is here.
Yeah.
So like that's you remember? Okay, here go Game of Thrones. You remember when she was holding?
I don't know if we can do spoilers on Game of Thrones on here. I don't know if that's fair.
Okay.
For Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's not fair.
Well, Alicia.
Well, in a comparison where some shit was about to go down and she was about to give the pill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or the
yeah.
You know what I mean? And so is it the same idea? Was he going to wait till it was complete invasion and then give him the pill?
Over,
I mean, is that different?
I don't think that was the plan. I think he was going to do it just on a day. He was just going to decide the day to do it. I don't think it was a last-ditch effort. Like, here, kids, hurry, everyone take your pills before the walkers come here.
Well, I mean, I guess you can't be completely prepared, but maybe it was some point in time where he walked to that fence that they repaired, and there's 100 of them stacked up at the fence.
So,
and now he's like, okay, now they're going to get through, so it's time to
just before Nick was scoping the house and found those drugs, Alicia draws her boyfriend's symbol. I don't know if you noticed that on the Katrina bird thing. I thought that was cool.
Okay.
That was what, I don't know his name.
The bird tours?
Yeah, I don't know what his name is in this show. I know him as Randy from The Wire. That fucking...
Her boyfriend?
Yeah, that he drew on her, the black guy that he drew on her arm. Remember the V kind of thing with this? I don't know. I thought that was cool that she's like letting him live on like that.
But it's such a small area.
Why do you think she signed into that? I mean, it wasn't signing into it by drawing that symbol, but
just something, leaving your name on something. Just the same thing as the
I would have done that.
Edith or whatever her name is, JSS. Enid. Okay. Just you leaving your mark somewhere, you know what I'm saying?
So I thought when he fucking found the globe, I thought he scored. Like, I thought he figured out.
Found some like ecstasy or something like that.
Oh, fuck yeah. He got all kinds of shit.
But then he put it back because they were weird looking pills.
And the little girl asked him to draw with her, and then...
She saw him open that globe.
Yeah, that's why she fucking killed herself.
She knew that those were there.
Yeah. You didn't catch that? Yeah,
I just
as soon as I saw the globe open when she was dead, I'm like, fuck, that's on him. That's almost on Nick. He can take it that way.
Now-
He's going to spiral a little bit, maybe. If
Does he
thinks
even
about
realize that that's what happened?
Not yet. Maybe he will once they settle.
Did he
on
run
it,
up the
settle
stairs?
in
Was
and
he
see.
inside the house at that point, or wasn't he just
I
out
don't
on the
know,
boat?
man. But I bet you he knows. There's a reason why that girl wasn't there. He knows that Willow wasn't there because something happened. It's not like Harry was the only kid that they were supposed to bring.
Right.
He knows she's dead. He was telling Harry. He was consoling him.
Wow. Yeah, that's.
Well,
that's pretty. Well, that's pretty messed up. Yeah.
I
So he
think
could
that-
blame himself for that.
Yeah. I think Strand is worried that the boat's owner is coming for him. Daniel's unnerving him as they wait, and the boat that was chasing them is now gone. Maddie is helping the wife pick chili peppers or some shit, and I finally realized it was a cop from The Shield. That was where I figured it out.
Okay.
And Maddie asks about the light being turned on twice, and when she saw the boat, she found hope, for her youngest, and she turned the light on, and she has MS. So she says George and Seth are the same, and then I was just like, oh shit, she wants them to take the kids. Like, fuck, that's tough.
Yeah.
That is a tough-ass parental moment there.
And you know what? That actress did a really good job
She was
of
great.
portraying that pain the whole time
you
she was
would
on
have to
camera.
feel doing that,
Because you
yeah.
could see her uneasiness the whole time they were there. She was trying to be polite, but you could see her face sweating. You could see she was getting ready to ask these people something profound. And to take your kids because you feel like that's their only shot.
Yeah, that's pretty. And then Maddie asks Travis to save the kids, and she's saying she doesn't like leaving people behind. And okay, so I get that. That's like a Rick or a Daryl thing. Let's not leave anybody behind. People are still good at this point. She's on that side of it. The people are still good and worth saving. Slowly but surely, we'll get to the point of Maddie saying, fuck them. I bet you
Something's
we're
gonna
watch that.
or someone they save,
How
or
do we
somebody they
keep-
bring online, or somebody they bring on the boat is gonna kill somebody.
Yeah. How do we keep this show from becoming The Walking Dead? I'm curious how they're going to do that.
Well, I
because
think it's already way different. The setting already makes it a lot different.
I know, but the setting could change any second.
Yeah, and they could go into being.
They could
on
literally
land.
park.
But no, you got to really think about it though. The Hawaii thing is really interesting to me.
What Jack was saying, even though he was full of shit.
Even though he was full of shit, but I think they're looking for a boat that can make it to Hawaii.
Why though?
A long.
If you kill off everyone on the island.
That's what I'm thinking. You find the smallest island, inhabited with supplies or whatnot.
Yeah, but they can fucking wash up on shore.
Yeah, see, well then you have to keep track of that kind of shit. You have to set up fences.
It's not
or set up some
necessarily any
It's
better.
not like they can come in giant waves well, I guess they could. They're like a group
They
of
could
50
literally
of them could
come in
float
giant
up.
waves.
They could float up on
A
the
giant
beach.
wave, a tsunami could wash 1,000 walkers.
Well,
on
that's a
shore.
tsunami. I don't know how many tsunamis
I don't know,
Hawaii
same.
gets. I guess it's not impossible.
Yeah.
But I was just thinking that Hawaii, if you find a little town or something that's still sustainable and kill off all the zombies in it, get rid of the bodies, fortify yourself off, have some sort of route to the main island. I see. The only problem is it would eventually end because Hawaii gets some sort of supplies from America. They have to.
I want to see the end of the show. I want to see the end of all these shows. Is that wrong? I want to know how the world moves on beyond this.
I think it moves on just like it does. We're watching that.
I mean, no, I get that part, but for something in me wants to see the show end and somebody save it, somebody figure out the zombie virus, and it moves forward as a fresh start with very few people.
That's not what we're.
I
gonna
don't
get.
think that's going to be the long term,
No.
but that's what I would love to see. That
No,
I
see,
think.
but you see what people resort to.
Yeah.
People rarely ever band together.
No,
I'm talking about to get hey, we got this group and you got this group. Let's mutually
merge
benefit
our
each other.
group.
No, it's people like Negan who are I got all of this, and you're going to give me half your shit, or I'm going to kill
Well,
everybody.
dude, fucking, Daniel is picking the lock in their own group, trying to find the thing.
Yeah,
on
and they don't
Strands.
trust each other, right?
And he
Well,
finds
they just
a
met
gun
this
and
guy.
some maps.
Yeah,
So there were no.
he finds
children,
a
too.
military grade kind of firearm too.
So Strand is talking to someone on the phone, and he says, "I will be there. I, not we." if you noticed. And
Well,
then
he said it twice.
Nick
I
thinks
don't do
Gregory is going to poison his family, Jonestowning, and then the mom told the kids they're going on a boat ride, and she's explaining how to care for Harry and Willa as Gregory walks in, and he says something is wrong with Willa, and I was just like, oh, fuck. She found the pills and took one. She's a walker. Fuck. She bites the mom. Gregory realizes what he did. They bail without Seth. I'm like, what the fuck? You're not even going to offer the grown-up kid a chance to come with? Maybe he wouldn't have been coming on your boat with a gun trying to kill you and save his brother if you talked to him.
Well, the thing is they already said...
He's too far gone.
He's like his dad.
I know, but still.
They've already said that.
If you had given him extended him the courtesy of saying, hey, man, do you want to come with us? This is what we got to do. Like, maybe he wouldn't have been like...
Maybe the mom already knows. That's going to be his reaction no matter what.
I know, but you never know.
You know? I know you never know, but I'm just saying, like, that's...
Yeah.
The mom who raised the kid...
Fair enough.
Yeah, said he's just like his dad, so that's not going to happen.
Harry wants to know what happened to Willa, and then she tells Strand to move the boat. Maddie does. And Seth shows up. Daniel's going to kill him, but he doesn't. Seth blames them for what happened. Sort of their fault, you think? It's their fault in the sense that if Nick didn't show them where the pills were, the girl wouldn't be dead.
That could be true.
So then again, ruined their family. That's fucked up.
It could have been a gunfight though.
Yeah.
Too, you know, if they tried to take the kid. I don't know that the dad was all that disagreeable. When he came in the room and said what was going on, and they were trying to maybe break it down for him, and then the kid interrupted that. I don't think the dad maybe would have been like, no. Like, I don't know that he might have
said take the kids.
He did.
Yeah, he did.
He said take her, get him away from her.
Yeah.
Take Harry. So he changed his mind at that point. So he might have changed his mind if Nick didn't find those pills snooping around. Yeah. The little girl saw him snooping around, found the pills. So maybe that is kind of Nick's fault.
Is their fault.
Absolutely.
Seth blames them. They let him take Harry, and then the mom is a walker on the pier.
I didn't expect that.
I didn't either. But again, that means that
I didn't expect them leaving the kid.
Oh, I didn't either.
I didn't expect them to leave. I thought he was going with them for sure.
So Seth takes her out, and then it's just like, what becomes of them? What do you think becomes of them?
Well, that's what discussion I was trying to get into a few minutes ago, prematurely, would have been, after the dock. Okay, take it from that point.
Yeah.
He killed the mom, shot the mom in the head while the kids
They go back inside. Presumably Gregory's dead.
No, I didn't see the little girl get killed either, though.
What do you mean?
The little girl. They didn't... The Walker version of the little girl.
Oh,
they didn't kill her.
Fair enough.
She killed the mom, and those two killed the dad. So now he's a Walker. So they got to go in there...
Kill all three, their whole family.
Well, the mom's dead already on the dock.
Yeah, but they killed...
He's got to go in... To survive, he's got to go in and kill his dad and his little sister. Rough, man. Then maybe possibly take it from there, you know?
Yeah.
And continue to do what he was doing.
He learned enough from his dad is what they were implying, that he could get by.
He probably knows how to operate the farm and all the shit that they do there. I don't know if it was a farm, but the station or whatever it is. They could scarcely use the supplies. He'd eventually have to go into that town for supplies. When they ran out of food and stuff like that, he'd have to go to where all those walkers were, which it didn't seem like that many, but man, that could be a whole fucking city's worth of people. There could be hundreds of them over there. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Okay, well, so we'll be back next week with another episode of Fear the Walking Dead. And we'll just do that one at a time. I don't think we should wait 2 weeks. I think waiting 2 weeks
we gotta
is
have
our
Game
downfall.
of Thrones.
I think waiting 2 weeks
That's what we got
is our
behind.
downfall.
Yeah.
So if we do 30-minute episodes for these,
cat's foot sticking out of the window over there. That's funny. I don't know why
that is very weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll just do one a week. It'll be a shorter episode. It's not going to be this long.
Because we're going to be in-depth discussion on Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones is going to take over an hour. Yeah. I know that. Mm-hmm. I know that the podcast will be that long.
Yeah.
The Fear the Walking Dead and any other show
I think I'm going to watch the finale again.
That doesn't require super amounts of detail. Like, this is not a show that you have to analyze every character's every move. Like, you can, but you don't have to enjoy the show. Like Lost or Game of Thrones. Like, those are shows that require breaking down every single scene, every single word they say almost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's painstaking
Like
notes
every
for
single
me.
like every single line in Game of Thrones.
It might be relevant to
Yeah,
something, and you
yeah.
have to analyze everything. So that's why those might be a little bit longer and more in-depth podcasts than something like Fear the Walking Dead. Not to diss it. It's a great show. I'm enjoying it. I want to see where it goes, especially in a 15-episode season. It sounds pretty amazing. I can't wait to see where this show goes. We'll be back next week with this. Also, check out Game of Thrones. Subscribe
it
to
could
How to
go a
Watch
long
TV
way.
on
15 episodes.
on iTunes. Subscribe to How to Watch TV. Subscribe on YouTube, obviously. And there's Facebook groups. There's Twitter. There's whatever the fuck you want.
Reddit.
Just hit us up. If somebody wants to make a How to Watch TV subreddit, by all means, I wouldn't be opposed.
Right.
And see you next week.
Because
This is How to Watch TV.
See you later.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker.